Stick your head between your legs and kiss your bum goodbye. Taboo. As opposed to Yahoo, it's taboo. That's pretty great. I do like that. It's why is it Nippon? Why is it Nippon? Is this gonna be? Is this intro gonna be done by? I can never remember her name. What's her name? Yeah, it is. It's the lady who does like all the Science Adventure theme songs. She did the one Hacking to the Gate, which is one of the greatest OPs ever. Hacking to the Gate is just unmatched. One of the best. I still listen to Hacking to the Gate. What is that lady's name? I'm gonna Google that real quick. Hacking to the Gate. Kanako Ito. I knew that. It's one of those names where, like, anytime I see it, I'm like, oh yeah, I know that. I shouldn't forget that. And then I forget it. Oh, this late 2000s ass fucking opening. Oh, it's brutal. It's definitely a visual novel of its time. Blah, blah. She bit him. Oh wow, finished the prologue. Look at me, that's an achievement unlocked. You can't see a gaze. It can see you, but you can't see it. It's weird. For as long as I can remember, I had often felt a gaze staring at me from somewhere. I would turn around, and nobody would be there, but I'd be sure someone was looking at me. I could feel this sensation, like something crawling on my neck. Was I just too self-conscious? Did I have some kind of phobia about being looked at? Up until elementary school, I honestly believed that it was God. God is watching me, I would say. Kami-sama, one might call him. I wrote an essay about something like that. Of course, looking back, I realized how silly it was. I was the biggest chuny dork. Probably still a chuny dork. If somebody were to ever read that essay, I'd be so embarrassed. I'd never leave my house again. Fweh. Heh. Heh. I still remember the thing's title. Whose eyes are those? What are those? Dude, I think that poster's the reason why you should never leave your house again, buddy. The back of the chair I was resting in made a creaking sound, like the voice of an old woman. Don't look at me. I whispered those words as I looked up at the ceiling, feeling sick and annoyed. Of course, no one responded. No creaky old women chair voices. This was my room. I lived alone. Nobody was here but me. Oh, what's that song? There's nobody here but me. Just for the hell of it, I turned around. Ugh, look at this dusty ass place. The room was longer than it was wide, and it was a little dark. Oh my god, I do... I'm starting to get some memories back from the anime. I remember his little figurine, his little superhero girl. The only light came from the computer's desk light. Look at this old-ass dinosaur Dell monitor he's got. playing fucking Daggerfall over there. No windows, so of course it was dark. Of course. Since I had no way of looking outside, I had no way of knowing if it was night or day. A clock might help that. I turned toward a corner of the dark room and spoke to no one in particular.
僕の名前は西條匠、17歳、水明学園2年。
What a great way to introduce yourself. I just decided to announce it to the wall that I'm Takumi Nishijo.
まあそれでも勉強はできる方だよ。
He's pretty smart too. Talking to the wall and humble about it.
定期テストはちゃんと受けてる。しかもそれなりに上位の点数を取ってるからね。
Even though I'm a neat chuny.
頭はいいんだ。
Yeah, I'm pretty smart. Of course, nothing happened when I said this. Nobody appeared out of the darkness. I only said it for the benefit of somebody who might be sitting maybe on the other side of a virtual screen. The dark space just existed, silently. But darkness stimulates the mind, makes it see delusions. Not being able to see whatever's there makes it an unknown. You know in your head what's impossible, but somewhere inside your heart, you imagine terrible things lurking within the darkness. Darkness, good game. Wanted to play it on my 360, couldn't get it up and running. Very sorry about that. Jeez, whenever a scary delusion popped into my head, my mind always ran away with it. I do that too. I get those delusions, but I jot them down as ideas for potential stories later. I kept talking to try and shake it out of my mind.
僕は現在アウェイじゃなかった。渋谷で一人暮らしをしてる。この紅会館ビルは父さんの経営するビル会社の管理下にあるんだけど。
That's why I get to live alone.
その屋上に設置されたコンテナハウスを格安で借りてるんだ。
He lives in a shipping container? Do I remember that? I vaguely remember that.
街の環境は最悪。
God, it really has been so long since I've
僕が住んで
watched
る新船長は小さな坂が多いから疲れるし、すぐ近くにラブホ街もあるし。
Okay.
ここが秋葉なら最高だったのに。
Total weeb wish right there.
ほんと渋谷ってひどい街だ。円数で言うとディーンズバレーくらいひどい。
I'm assuming that ESO is Elder Scrolls Online. ESO was the MMORPG that I had made my life's work. It's short for, oh, I'm sorry. Not Elder Scrolls Online, Empire Sweeper Online. It can't be Elder Scrolls, it's gonna be the older tomes. What is his? Is a paladin? He's a Knight Heart Paladin. Level 50. It's a lot of experience. Dean's Valley is an area in ESO with a lot of really aggravating monsters. My favorite game is just a giant irritant. That's how you know he's a true gamer. He doesn't just love his favorite games unconditionally. They actively aggravate him. They use all kinds of obnoxious status ailment attacks, but they don't even drop decent items. Dude, this guy sounds like me playing a game. Anybody who grinds there is an idiot. Hell yeah. Fuck grinding. Good players give up on it quickly and head to the next area. The Forest of Elite. The Forest of the Elite. And obviously, I'm a good player. I love how
というわけで
fucking
ドキュンと恋
modest
愛
he
資本主
is.
義者が集まるこんな街は即刻滅ぶべきだね。でもこの部屋の住み心地はまあまあ我慢できるレベル。
This place sucks, but my room's alright, because I get to live there with my computer and my figures.
PC とネット環境は最高水準クラスが揃ってるからね。
It's PC, not Pasokon.
まあ学生にしては上等の基地じゃ
He's
ないか
clearly
な。
on a Pasokon, though.
だから僕はこの部屋のことをベースって呼んでる。
Of course, nothing in the room moved except for me. Okay. Talking to myself was starting to make me feel like an idiot, so I decided to stop introducing myself to whoever was watching me. Well, I guess that's one way to write in character monologue. He already knows his name, but the audience doesn't. That place is freaking filthy. Like, dude, just get one big garbage bag and just cram all that shit in. Don't mind me if I yawn a lot. It's going to be a kind of an abbreviated stream anyway. I got up super early this morning. So. Early bed for your boy. My creepy laugh kind of annoyed me, so I kicked the plastic bottle at my feet. It flew up, almost high enough to hit my figure shelf. Ooh, that is not a display I would have. No, no, no. It's a lot of nope on that shelf he's got. Jeez, sorry. Popped the fucking mic there. Should calm it down. I've almost got 100 wives, big sisters. Oh, and daughters too. Very good. I can't let them get hurt. They keep me going, so they're very important. Oh boy, the hundred waifus, sisters and daughters. The 100 waifus, onisamas, ne-samas, and muskos. They're very important. I cleaned and organized the shelf once a week. It was the only cleaning I did. Made sure that... Very good. I tried to find new angles and positions to make them look cuter. I didn't want my beloved daughters and sisters getting dusty, so I just made sure to clean them. What a fucking loser. I breathed a sigh of relief and tossed the bottle into a corner, then face back toward my PC. The PC sat in the far corner of my room. Next to the monitor was a figure from my favorite anime, BT or Bloodtoon. Oh, Bloodtoon the animation. Seraton, 1/8 scale, pre-awakening version. Well, of course, that's the version you've got to get. She smiled at me while posing cutely. As I recall, there's going to be a lot of breasting boobily in this series.
Sera, kawaii yo, Sera.
Ah, what a loser. I whispered as Seiratan and I stared into each other's eyes. Wow. Then I gulped down the bottle of soda next to the computer and then immediately started jacking it. It was lukewarm, but that didn't bother me. I think it is funny that the game he plays endlessly is not the same as the fucking anime that he's fucking cranking it to. I sank down into the chair and put my hands on the keyboard. Just the act of sitting at the computer was enough to calm me. My ESO character, Nightheart, was a paladin, already on his second reincarnation. Oh, that's how you know it's serious. He was level 50, the max, of course. He was also the highest ranked player on any active server. Oh my god, this guy is so cool. What was his name? Fucking Nichijou? What was this fucking guy's name? Almost every player knew the name Lightning Fast Lightheart. And they all treated me like a god. I bet. Rare weapons, rare armor, rare magic. I had it all. He's just got like a regular ass sword, regular ass big chrome pauldrons. I had 95% of all the rare items of the game. That's the only part in it he's not perfect, is he doesn't have every rare item. And I had more money points than I could ever use in a lifetime. RMT, or real money trading, was how I made money to use in the real world. I had enough to survive for 6 months without having to get a part-time job. Dang. He was the original fucking... He was playing that fucking Axie Infinity. That was this fucking guy. Playing that bullshit mining. I was a master of the chat tool. You master a chat tool. I am very good at chatting online. You're looking at the #1 AOL Instant Messenger. It was me. I'd even saved a life on fucking fake 4chan. At Chan, a huge message board once, and I was always there whenever a festival was going down. Oh, right. And I had more than 100 friends on FreePara. FreePara. What is that a play on? This is 09, so this is like pre, at least I think this is 09. The game came before. I just remember watching the anime around 09, 2010. So that's like right around the time of like Facebook and Twitter. So I don't know necessarily what this is playing on. Before my time. Respect. Trust. It was all right here. Yeah, I'm sure it was. I didn't go to school. Fuck that shit. I'm too busy playing video games. It wasn't that I didn't want to go. There's just no point. Fuck it. What do you need school for? Who needs an education when you could just constantly rearrange your fucking figurine shelf? I did all my studying on the internet, and obviously you can do that at home. Writing on the internet. Of course you needed to attend a certain number of classes to graduate, so I went just enough to get the bare minimum passing grade, and to make sure that I came into contact with just enough young women in high school uniforms. This was the smartest way for a student to live. Yeah, this is smarts. My parents were pretty obnoxious about this stuff, wanting me to learn, dorks. So I made myself a schedule when I'd go to school. I thought he said he only had to go... Did he say he had to go in a couple... Yeah. 2.5 times a week. I mean... 2.5. He can't go into school half a time. I guess you could do a half day, but... The people who went every day called me a creep. Oh, the people who went in every day called me a creepy otaku. But if you ask me, I'd tell you that they were morons for going just because someone told them they should. Ooh, fucking school. You go just because you're told to. This guy sucks, dude. Anyway, my life here's not that bad. I just get called a fucking loser every day. Oh, crap. I got so distracted by that gaze. I forgot I was talking to Grim. What's wrong? You're not responding. Did you fall asleep? Hey, Nightheart. Who? Grim is revealed to be a girl, I think. Grim was the screen name of a guy I was partied up with in ESO. I'd never met him in real life, but we talked all the time online. It's definitely a girl. And it's going to catch him off guard. He's going to be like, whoa, a girl who plays video games. Wow. Oh, wow. He brought me a lot of invaluable information. He was like my own personal informant, you could say. I sat down and began to type at the keyboard. Can I type? Oh, no. Sorry. I didn't fall asleep, but I kind of spaced out. Lol. What's wrong? You're not responding. Did you fall asleep? Oh, you must be really tired. You're not sleeping enough? Doing hentai stuff with your GF, lol, all day, all night. The GF is like 12 figurines, so... I'm not into 3D... Oh, I hate that so much. Grim and I would talk about all kinds of things. Since I couldn't see his face, it was easy to tell him anything. You could just be a fucking freak. Who cares? Of course, in the real world, that's not how it would go. Nope. H games. So you're a 2D man then. H games. Or is Grim fucking Daru? It's always Daru. You're really in a hentai mood tonight, huh? You always have really perverted delusions though, right? You used to always talk about them. You really were into them. Something about doing naughty things with a girl in a school swimsuit. Oh boy. Was I? I don't really remember. Anyway, if that's what you want to talk about, let's discuss something near to my heart. School swimsuit plus glasses? No. No. I put my foot down. No. Competition swimsuits are better than school swimsuits. Oh my god. Yes, because competition implies they're not school. The swim cap is a must. Well, yeah, you know what gets your hair caught? It'd be aerodynamic. You really like swimsuits. LOL, come on. Like, even your weirdo anonymous friend is like, maybe you should tone it down. What man doesn't? I mean, really. It's not just about showing skin, you know. Yeah? And what if we take a look at the figurines on your shelf, brother? How many of them are going to be showing a lot of that? Fuck the figure you've got right next to your desk right now. The fully dressed girl with no panties is sexier than a pan Moro, right? It's the same deal. Grimm's just like, fuck, I gotta get out of this conversation with this fucking guy. You don't understand how hot no panty stuff is? I think a girl's totally naked. Oh my god, these two losers. When do they die? You don't understand Moe at all. Complete and utter perv. That's our Nightheart. We fear him, but we love him. You shouldn't. Calm down, man. I mean, maybe I did get a little excited. This dude's fucking talking about his half-chub with a fucking Randy in his rip-off Elder Scrolls game. I try to be the cool silent type. I fail. Miserably. Don't laugh. Please don't laugh. Anyway, what were we talking about before I fell asleep? You forgot? Come on, man. We were talking about the murders in the 3D world. Oh, God. What is he talking about? Shogun entered the room. Hello, Shogun. Peace. Sup. I said, but Shogun didn't reply. Was this asshole ignoring me? I said hello, and he doesn't say a word. He's the problem. I don't know, or he scrolled up through the chat and saw what you two dork heads were talking about and was just like, you know what? I don't want to be a part of this. I was trying to be friendly. Didn't he know who I was? I am in the top % of Elder Scrolls players. Fear me! I was lightning fast Nightheart. Damn it. This is supposed to be a no lurker channel anyway. I don't lurk on my fucking game, you bitch. Oh, whatever. I decided to ignore him. That's the nice thing about the internet. You don't have to care about other people unless you want to. Oh, that's not my experience. So what were we talking about, Grim? Demoitus. I don't care about anything 3D. It's probably something stupid anyway. Yeah, I guess, but pretty shocking still. Shocking. Some kind of grisly serial killings or something? A lot of bad stuff had been happening lately. I thought you didn't care about anything in the 3D world. How would you even know about it? Seems you're a liar, Nightheart. Oh, right, you can't handle Guro? More Guro pictures? I'm assuming that's gore. More gore pictures? I mean, I can handle it. I mean, yeah, sure. Can't handle looking at a real pair of tits, but gore? Yeah, no problem. What a guy. But there were a lot of fakes and altered images going around lately, and trolls love to set all kinds of traps. You ended up seeing a lot of the stuff whether you wanted to or not. Oh, he's starting to get used to it. Uh-oh. And to think you're the strongest paladin in base lard. Fucking base lard. He's a base lard, alright. I don't PK though. Player kill. Yeah, PK meant player killing. Yeah, I know. Thanks. It's when you attack a stranger and steal their equipment or money points. Only DQNs did that. DQNs were thugs and losers. The lowest form of life. Unlike me. I'm no Chew. I don't do things that would make other people upset. I never violate ESO's rules. I get a little defensive. That's my policy. I did a shit ton of RMT, though. Yeah, you're the hero we all love and adore, lol. Mochitsuke. New Generation. You know about it, right? The New Generation Murders. I remember that from Chaos Child. I think it made an appearance in Anonymous Code mentions it, too. New Generation. What the hell is that? It wasn't something I already knew about, right? Grimm seemed to act like I was supposed to know about it. What's New Gen? The New Generation Madness. That's what it is. They call it New Gen Online for short. Short. Jesus, well, that was so hard to say. It's the weird serial murders going on in Shibuya right now. It's all happening right near your house. Lol. Good thing you live in a shipping container. All right, it was. I could barely recall, but it's all coming back to me now. But I only knew the basic outline. I hadn't really looked into it. You don't say. I searched for New Gen and got a hit immediately. Delude. Dude, I love this fake Google. Delude. How would you even say that? Delude. Dude, it's deluge. It's like delusion Google. That's fucking so... pretty good. Let me see.
この1ヶ月の間に渋谷で発生した2つの事件のことをニュージェネと呼ぶ。
The madness created by the new generation of youth. Okay.
その犠牲者は胎児を含めて7人。
7 victims, including an unborn baby. Aw, that's sad.
1つ目の事件は友人同士5人による高
This
層
looks
ビ
like
ルか
a
らの
fucking
集団逮
ketchup
捕。
truck exploded.
2つ目の事件では男性の体内から胎児が出てきた。
Gross.
これマジかよ。
Dang. They fell and were immediately turned into paste. Fucking like Mortal Kombat style. Like whenever they, like their bodies just explode into fucking gore. I felt a cold chill run down my spine. You live in a shipping container. I found myself turning around again and glancing around the dark room. Just gather all your little figurines and hold them close to you. Stick your head between your legs and kiss your bum goodbye. Taboo. As opposed to Yahoo, it's taboo. That's pretty great. I do like that. It's why is it Nippon? Why is it Nippon? It's not Nippon? Shouldn't it be Nippon? Not Nippon? Oh, don't mind me. I just gotta go to the Nippon Taboo. Nippon Taboo. Taboo News had a lot of old articles about New Gen, so I quickly skimmed them. Supposedly, the whole internet was talking about it, calling it the New Generation Madness. That Nippon Madness. That's amazing. There were 2 incidents. One was a murder case that was so brutal that some TV stations weren't even willing to have their anchors describe it. That's not the news I've ever known in my lifetime. They'll gladly tell you any sorts of fucked up horror and be like, well, that's life. In the first one, the group dive off a skyscraper. There were rumors that it might have been a murder too. The parents and friends of the deceased all said they weren't the type to commit suicide. There was no sign of a motive, and from a lot of other pieces of circumstantial evidence, it was supposedly impossible to believe that they were about to kill themselves. What? How does that even work? Now it's happening outside the shipping container, so who cares? I took a quick look. Well, starting to shake and shiver? Not really. Don't care. gurodaisuki.com/data/image/number.jpg. I'm not certain, but I'm assuming I am assuming that Guro is like gore and Daisuki is love. So if we're going to ilovegore.com, Look at this, lol. Man, I get that message from any friend of mine. I ain't fucking clicking that link. You're about to go to rotten.com, brother. What is it? A picture of the corpse. You want to see a dead body? He did this stuff sometimes. But if I let him get me, I'd lose my reputation as Nightheart. I wouldn't be the top gamer anymore if I didn't click on the fucking gore link. No matter what, I was in the real world. In ESO, I was a god. The strongest. I knew everything. I was stronger than everybody. I was a knight fighting for justice. Nobody was gonna make fun of me. This dude's such a loser. I worked up my courage and I clicked on the URL. Damn. What the hell is this picture? Somebody's gonna take this and turn this into like a creepypasta villain. You mark my words. Mark my words, I say, as if this game isn't almost fucking 20 years old. Lol, you got me, lol. Oh my god. I whipped it up in 2 minutes just now. You're our generation's Picasso. Our new generation's Picasso. Anyway, that was fun, but I'm gonna sleep. Night. See you tomorrow in base lard. See you in the base of lard. So it's just me and Shogun. I wasn't feeling that tired, so I decided to do some grinding. Oh wait, today was the day Bloodtoon aired. Oh fuck. I didn't have a TV in my room. All I needed was a PC.
あと15分ぐらいか。その前にトイレでも行っておこうかな。
Hell of a shit you're gonna take. 15 minutes? Goddamn. I looked at the figure of Seda-tan next to my monitor and grinned. I was going to get to see her today. I couldn't wait. Just as I went to close the chat window, though.
あれ?
It's listening. Huh? Oh, Shogun's going to fucking Gazoop. You want to look at Gazoop? / British Broadcasting Service / images. Shogun had typed something. Why is he talking all of a sudden? I thought he was a lurker chew. From the file type, it looked like a link to an image, but I didn't know. And someone who had never even talked to me was suddenly sending me a link. I gulped without even realizing I'd done so. I didn't know why, but I felt a terrible premonition, one I'd never felt with any interaction online before. Of course, I didn't want to click it. I glanced over at the clock. There were only 12 minutes left until my date with Seda-tan. I needed to wrap this up fast. Click that shit, let's go. What the heck kind of Kome's trap is this, lol? I'm not familiar with Kome's trap. The world changes if you click it. Ooh, hell yeah. Lol, what? I tried to act like he wasn't scaring me. Honestly, I didn't even want to talk to this guy. He's making me nervous. I could feel myself sweating. I'm sweating. The top guy in Elder Scrolls ESO. It's me. I'm the best. I can't be sweaty palms. Was this Shogun guy even Japanese? If he wasn't, there'd be no way I could talk to him. Sorry for scaring you? Huh? He was talking normally. I felt a little relieved. Nah, school man. Saul Goodman. Why were you lurking? Did somebody tell you to lurk for 6 months before you could type? I was thinking. For 6 months. Where you from? For some reason, there was a strange pause. Shibuya. Oh my god. We're from Shibuya. Isn't that crazy? The articles I just read about the New Generation incidents came racing back into my mind. Yes, I saw it. Just envisioning them in my mind was bad enough. If I'd seen them in reality, I don't think I could have handled it. Man, come on. A man's stomach ripped open, the body of an unborn baby stuffed inside. We didn't look at that, though. We saw a bunch of ketchup puddles. And when those 5 friends jumped off a building, they were probably just chunks of meat after they landed. Well, you did see that, and they were puddles of ketchup. Just imagining it made me want to vomit. I quickly shook my head to get the images out of my mind. This Shogun guy was just so shady. It was making me delusional when I didn't need to be. I wished he would just go away. And dude, you're about to log off to watch your fucking FAP show. Just log off now. He really did that fucking emoji. I'm from Shibuya too. A lot of weird stuff's happening here lately, huh? It's not over. Shibuya. Shake and shiver. Fun to the power of 10 times integer 40 equals LR2. Yeah, fucking math, right? What the heck? Was this Shogun guy crazy? Who posts equations? Who even knows math? I'm really smart. Oh, you think you know math? Well, name every equation. Yeah, give me go back to Delude. They do Sandstorm, right? I decided to run a search for it. At times like these, it was great to have access to an internet connection. Can you tell that this game is from the late aughts? Not getting any hits on Delude. Was this guy just trying to pretend to be smart and writing out nonsense formulas? It didn't make any sense. This formula has murdered the possibilities of the world. It's the world-ending equation. I have no idea what that means. Fair. Anyway, what was that link? Am I actually supposed to click on it? Thought you might be interested. Oh, there's several. To Gazoop. Dude, this guy's just a spammer. He should be, like, fucking banned. He typed in several URLs at blinding speed. He could Control-C, Control-V. Ain't no fucking way. What was this guy's deal? Was he just entertaining himself by trying to scare me? Was he a buddy of Grimm's and they were having fun with me? Posting links to Gazoop when I'm trying to do research on Delude? I made sure to look at my figurine collection. I felt the gaze again and looked around the room. But of course, there was nothing there but a filthy, dark room. The same as always. I resent this guy. I'm looking at that Coke bottle. It says cock. He be drinking Coca-Cola. Dude, there's no fucking way. Cup ramen and cock. Just washing it down with cock. Way to go, buddy. Was this thing AI upscaled for its re-release and they're just like, oh, it probably isn't going to be Coke. It might as well just be cock. Oh, man. I hate when I'm drinking the cock full of high fructose cock syrup. I felt a strange sense of terror. Feeling like you were constantly being watched kept you from ever truly relaxing. You know what? Maybe we will play this game more than one night. Don't look at me. Yeah. I do like his little bunk bed setup, though. That's fun. When I said the words, I could tell my voice was shaking. My old, filthy room felt like something completely different now. They say that sometimes after you watch a horror movie or a TV show, or hear a friend tell you a scary story, Even a place you know well, like your own house, will start to seem strange and terrifying, and you'll be too scared to even go to the bathroom alone at night when a stranger calls. Right now, I was experiencing something just like that. I'm not letting you trick. He said "so." That means shit. This is really shaking. I leaned toward the monitor and I suddenly felt my right hand index finger tense up as I clicked one of Shogun's links. It's like being compelled. It's a vampire style. It's fucking Dracula coming to compel you to click on fucking Gazoop links. Oh, I wanted to see it. It was too quick. To be honest, I had no idea I had done that. It was like my hand moved on its own. Or anything like that. Oh, it wasn't like that. I thought he was saying it was, or something like that. It was as if I'd done it without thinking. That was the only way I could describe it. It felt like exactly the wrong thing to do. But still I found myself clicking it, as if the motion was completely natural. What the hell is this? I found myself staring at what seemed to be some kind of strange work of art. Something that looked like a porcupine or a pincushion, nailed to the wall in the shape of a cross. Ooh, Jesus. And beneath the porcupine or pincushion, or whatever the hell it was, there was a pool of something red and black. I wonder what it could be. There were also all these little piles of something that kind of looked like garbage. What the hell was this? The world of some self-proclaimed avant-garde artist? You know, one of those guys who'd make something disgusting and then say with a completely straight face, I wanted to give expression to the chaos of this world. I'm not interested in that modern art crap, guys. Yeah, that's who you gotta rail against, the fucking modern art crowd. It was strange, though. It wasn't really a Gudo image. Gudo has to mean gore. I want to look this up. I'm looking it up right now. What does Gudo mean? Let's see. Gore. It is gore. Oh, wait a minute. Hold on. I'm checking a Reddit answer. It literally just means gore. It literally just means, what the fuck you mean? What's wrong with Guro? Guro in Filipino is teacher. No. It is, Gudo is gore. Okay, so it is gore. I don't know why I went on that little tangent, but I did. So why did it feel so real? Why did it feel like I was right there watching it happen? Could a hallucination make you smell blood so intensely that you wanted to throw up? Could a hallucination smell so strong you wanted to vomit? He asked the same question twice. Could it smell to where you wanted to throw up? That's question 1. Question 2, could it smell to where you wanted to vomit? That's the same thing. Ugh. I thought this guy was smart. What the hell? I started to feel a pain in my temples. The urge to vomit wouldn't go away. I wonder if that's based on any sort of smells. Ugh. I was trying to grab the mouse, but my hands were shaking too badly. I didn't even get to see it. It was just a brief flash. My hand slipped off the desk and ended up grabbing the thing's cord instead. I moved it up the cord and put it back on top of the mouse pad and then closed the image. A little wordy. Click on one of the other ones. As I breathed a sigh of relief, I saw... Whose eyes are those? What are those? Mine probably is my eyes. I glared at the minimum necessary school schedule I'd created. I'd never gotten to see Bloodtoon in real time last night. Of course, I saw it when it was upped to Mewtwo, so it didn't matter. But I still didn't feel any better. The last thing Shogun had said before he'd left, it was like he knew how scared I was of God's gaze. It couldn't possibly be a coincidence. Or it could. I tried to think of how he might know. Had my personal info leaked? Or this thing that I say to myself, was that with my personal information? Yeah, that's how it works. It's name, address, phone number, favorite sayings. Those are all the pertinents. A godlike player like me had lots of friends, but also lots of enemies. That's it. He's trying to scare you because you're top percent in a fucking video game. Oh, it was like fucking Billy Mitchell style. Jesus Christ. Well, most of those enemies were just haters, though. You know, guys who were jealous of Neidhart's strength and charisma. Yeah, you've got a lot of charisma, buddy. It was best just to ignore them, I'd always found. No, that wasn't important. That wasn't what was important now. Even after I logged into ESO, I couldn't stop wondering who he was, to the point where I couldn't even concentrate on my grinding. Ugh. You're not supposed to concentrate on grinding. I mean, you kind of turn your brain off when you're grinding, in my experience. And to make matters worse, today was the worst day possible. Did you know that? It was, unfortunately, a day where I had to go to school. I didn't want to go, but if I didn't follow my schedule, it might come back to bite me later. I might even end up being held back. Oh, no. I'm so sleepy, too. I did my best to stifle a yawn as I staggered down the road to school. At my walking speed, it would take about 10 minutes to get there. Once I started moving, I only felt worse. I felt exhausted. It was weirdly hard to breathe, and there was an awful sweat dripping from every pore in my body. This always happened whenever I went to school. Why did I have to go to school at all, when all it meant was suffering? I mumbled to myself as I stared down at the white lines on the asphalt, but I kept going. I want to see... Alright, we are going to save... Okay. At least we won't have to restart. My route took me through Shoto Park. Once I was through the park, the school was right there. As I walked by a lake, I could see an older couple out for a morning walk, and a salaryman sitting on a bench reading the sports section. Chiefs in the Super Bowl again. For a park on the outskirts of a major downtown area like Shibuya, it was quiet. It was a perfect place to relax. Dude, he called it a shithole fucking half an hour ago. I sat down on one of the benches. Every day I went to school, I would always sit here in the morning and eat my breakfast, surrounded by leaves that were gradually beginning to change color, and watch the placid surface of the lake. Breakfast was a pastry I bought at the local convenience store. This would keep me going until evening. I never ate lunch. Lunch is for Junie dorks. Nobody wanted to eat with a creepy otaku like me. And I certainly didn't want to eat alone when everybody else was in a group. Oh my god, this fucking guy. I washed down the cream-filled pastry with a can of cock. Was it a can of Coca-Cola, buddy? And stared up at the sky. It sure is a sky. The sky above Shibuya was always kind of cloudy, and never was totally clear. This was true no matter what season it was. My family's home was just a few stops away from Shibuya by train, but something made it feel like a whole different world. Oddly enough, the gray... it's a little more blue, but okay. It didn't bother me. I don't know why, but it didn't. So I mention it. I looked at my watch to check the time. I needed to get going, or I'd be late. Being late was the one thing I absolutely couldn't do. If I wanted to only go to school 2.5 times a week, then I needed to make sure I didn't stand out at all costs. I needed to be like the air we breathe, completely invisible. I needed to avoid the DQNs, the delinquents, and thugs I hated more than anything, and teachers, and spend my day undisturbed in peace and quiet. That was my goal for my school life, my school Nichijou. Oh my god. The DQNs, the delinquents. Suimei Academy. That was the name of the school I attended. It wasn't a very old school. It had been built within the last 10 years. That meant the building was clean and new, and it was often used as a set for TV shows with a school theme. The uniforms had been designed by some famous designer, clearly, and a lot of the dumber girls had chosen this school specifically to wear them. An odd thing to point out. Very odd thing to point out. It was, in theory, chaos theory one could say, a college prep school, but the school's test scores were slightly above average at best. Oh, because of all the dumb girls! Whoa! The school rules were really strict, but they were constantly telling prospective students about how much they respected student autonomy and independence. It was pretty funny how they tried to trick you. They're really strict, but they let me come in 2.5 times a week. Well, I guess the rules were really there in name only. Nobody enforced them. Well, how could they be strict if nobody enforces them? There's just a lot of them, but no one cares? Is that what he's trying to say? So maybe they weren't trying to trick you after all. After all, again, after all, even somebody like me, who only went to school 2.5 times a week, could still graduate after all. After all, by the time I arrived at the school gate, there were enough students around me that it was starting to get noisy after all. I don't like crowds, so I kept my head down as I walked through the gate. As I hacked through the gate. In my mind, I was repeating, please nobody talk to me, over and over. Oh, but you're the god of fucking charisma, dude. I had a sister a year younger. Of course you have a sister. A year younger than me who was also a student here. She would commute from home. Any day I ran into her was a disaster. Because she was probably like, ugh, I'm related to this fucking loser. Fortunately, I didn't see her today. Made it safely to my classroom. I sunk into my seat, which is, of course, second from the back, right next to the window, anime style. I slunk into my seat without letting my eyes meet anybody else's. For a moment, I thought that some of the girls who were chattering near me looked my way, but it was just for an instant. They quickly returned to their conversation without saying a word. Probably for the best. I knew they were all thinking that I was a weird, creepy loser. But if you ask me, you 3D girls are way creepier than I am. Aw, man. There's a word I want to call this guy, but Twitch doesn't like it. If you find me creepy, just don't look at me. Just pretend I'm not here. Just do that and I'll live my life without bothering any of you. If you DQNs, delinquents, decide to keep calling me creepy all the time instead, that's your problem, not mine. That's what I always say. I just can't understand it. Maybe you want attention from the people you call creepy? That's certainly not my experience. Is that it? I stayed in my seat, staring down silently at the surface of my desk, trying not to move at all.
Yo, Taku.
Well, somebody must like him. They got a little fucking pet name for him. Out of nowhere, someone slapped me lightly on the back. I jerked. Yeah, you did. And then looked up, annoyed. Yeah, what's up?
Misumi-kun.
Misumi? It was Daisuke Misumi, my classmate. He was standing there with a friendly smile on his face. He was handsome, and supposedly. Girls really liked him. Yeah, because he has a personality. He was also a self-proclaimed playboy. grade. Another fucker to hate. Who, according to him, was always dating several girls at once. From my perspective, he was a man who'd completely given himself over to the DQN side. Like, they might as well replace DQN with Normie. He wasn't somebody I wanted anything to do with, but... You No, dude, I had a delusion of murder last night. It sucked. He was the one person in class who always tried to talk to me. He and I had nothing in common, either in terms of personality or hobbies, but for some reason he was always trying to talk to me. It had been this way ever since we became classmates at the start of the year, and I'd never managed to figure it out. If I was a girl, I could understand it, but why would he want to talk to a guy? Yeah, what guy wants to be friends with other guys? That's just uncommon. I mean, you're a hikikomori. Straight up called him a hikikomori to his face, but he's here. You can't call him a NEET or a hikikomori if he's actually going to school, right? Even if he's going sparingly, can you still call him a hikikomori? Just talking to a 3D person was suffering. Oh my god. I get so nervous, my voice wouldn't even come out right. And since I wasn't used to talking, I would always stammer. I'd get so scared of saying something stupid and being made fun of that I hated talking to anybody. You don't understand my pain, don't tell me what to do. Oh, and I'm not a hikikomori either. A hikikomori is somebody who never leaves their room 24 hours a day, 365. That's not who I am. See? I knew I had it right. I can understand you getting nervous around a girl. Oh boy. People are gonna think we're both gay. Can't have that. He yelped. He's like, what would you rather? This is how fucking homophobic these games are. Is like, this guy would rather be called a creepy weirdo otaku chunibyo loser. He would rather be called that than gay. Was he lying about dating those girls and he was actually into men? He's still going. Oh, how long does the homophobia bit go for? I pulled my body away from him, trying to put some distance between us. Yeah, you better watch out. He might try and kiss you. I almost fell out of my chair so quickly I grabbed onto my desk. Yeah, and he's just like, what the fuck's wrong with you? No, I can't be gay. Some of my best friends are girls. Amazing. You scared me. Well, still going. Misumi looked around to see who was nearby before suddenly lowering his voice. He gave me a mischievous grin. Oh, look, what a player. Do you want to hear who it was? Not particularly. It was Tanaka? Not even real. You don't know her. She doesn't go to this school. No, I'm making a point not to know anybody. I hate that. I hate the 3D, 2D thing. He sighed and shrugged his shoulders. One thing I could say for him was this: he'd never insulted my hobby, that is, my love of 2D characters. Anyway, not to your face. He never called me creepy. And not to your face. It wasn't his thing, but he never said anything about it. But he likes talking to me, so he must be gay. In that respect, maybe he wasn't such a bad guy, even if he was gay. Maybe that was why when he talked to me, I actually tried to talk back. Get the fuck out of here, dude. I don't want to hear about you plowing your way through the fucking class. Fucking making your way through homeroom. I don't want to hear about it. Maybe he was a bad guy. Yeah, I'm thinking he is. At least that's what the girls would think if they heard him. You should think that too. Oh, another Hikikomori. Leave her to the... That's kind of hot, not coming to school. You were just... Stupid. Don't use that word when you don't even know what it means. I wish you'd have done that minutes ago. You heard about New Gen? Oh, you hear that thump thump? Oh, his heart beating. To be honest, I was really surprised to hear that from him. I thought he was only interested in chasing skirts. I couldn't imagine him looking at a newspaper or reading the news. It was murder. Now that was covered in the sports section. It was because they were diving. Wait, Sports Tokyo was his source? Who could believe a thing written in that paper? And anyway, I already knew that. And also, I didn't care. Oh my god, the killer was a hot girl. Girls don't kill. As I looked at the excitement on me, it's like I wish she would kill me. As I looked at the excitement on Misumi's face, I finally understood it. So that's what compelled him to pick up a newspaper. It was a girl. It only made sense, I thought to myself. Wait, did that mean he was okay with dating a murderer as long as they were cute? I could see myself going for that if it was a 2D girl. But Misumi was looking out the window and off into the distant sky. He looked like he was on the cusp of achieving some great enlightenment. Yeah, I think he's a bad guy. This was a man who made all his decisions with his little head, his little chaos head. His little chaos head Noah. I was sure of this now. She wouldn't kill me. Yeah, of course. Oh yeah, you gotta be as cool. Cool people never die. Man, talk about an optimist. An optimist prime. I found myself feeling scared by how confident he looked. No, he don't really care. I'm not into that shit. She's probably around this town. She's probably in this school. She's probably in this classroom. You might pass by her any minute. Maybe Misumi was the killer. Yeah, maybe you're the hot girl killer. That was probably impossible, but I couldn't rule out the possibility the killer was somebody from this school. If that turned out to be the case, maybe I could come up with something about how I'd gotten PTSD and be able to graduate without having to go to school. What a mindset. Yeah, hell yeah, let's fucking skip school. Want to see a dead body? Fucking Stand By Me style, let's go. I didn't feel interested in the slightest. Lies. My goal for today was get through the classes without any trouble, go home to Seita-tan, and then go back inside the world where I was God. He cares. He cares a lot. I hated to disappoint Misumi when he was so excited, but I had no intention of going. I opened my mouth to squeak out some excuse, but he wasn't listening. I don't know what's going on here. Am I supposed to make like a choice? I don't know if I had any influence over that or was supposed to. Let me save. Let me see. Tips list, maybe? No, this is just that shit. Help. 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 I'm wondering if there's like anything. So there's the delusion trigger. Skip page, enter message, back, system. Delusion trigger. Can I do that? Alright, so the delusion trigger doesn't do anything right now. Alright. Because, I mean, I saw that and I was like, well, was there anything I was supposed to do there? And it didn't let me do anything, so. I worried that he might hate me or try to bully me, and I just gulped down my words. I feared my words indeed. I bit my lip and looked away from him. I found myself looking around the room and saw something written on the blackboard. At first, I didn't really care what it was. All I noticed was that there was some writing there. But the more I looked, the more something seemed wrong. It's wrong somehow. Finally, I leaned out of my chair. Yeah, get out of my fucking way. Eat. Whose eyes are those? Whose eyes are those? I don't know whose eyes those are. I pushed past Misumi and walked up to the blackboard. When I saw the words written there, I felt like my heart was strangling itself in my chest. What are those? The words I always silently said to myself whenever I felt the gaze of God. I'd never told them to anyone else. There was no one to tell them to. Not even Misumi. Nobody in this class could possibly know that I said that phrase all the time. Nothing is even written there. It's all a lie. Why? Who? For what reason? I spun around. I looked around the classroom. Only Misumi was paying any attention to me. Everyone else was talking to themselves, or reading manga they weren't supposed to have at school, or sleeping at their desks. That would be me. Who wrote this? When did they do it? Was that already on the blackboard when I'd come in? I couldn't remember. Usually I didn't pay any attention to what was on the blackboard. Yeah, what's gotten into you, fucking weirdo? Misumi walked up to me and grabbed me by the shoulders to shake me. That'll help. What? It didn't matter who'd written them. It was just a coincidence. People use these words all the time. Yeah, whose eyes are those? Whose are those? It was just some stupid scribbling. Yeah, just some stupid scribbling. I tried to tell myself that, but I was still really scared. I never did figure out who'd written them. I wanted... As the music explodes, I wanted to go around the class and ask, but I didn't have the courage. Before long, homeroom began. The teacher came in and asked, who wrote this on the blackboard? He sounded annoyed and erased them. See, that's how you deal with a situation. You just go, fuck this. Anyway. It was really creepy, but I decided I was going to force myself to behave normally, unlike any other day. If I let myself seem scared, I'd just be admitting the message had something to do with me, and that I wrote them on the board, and the teacher should yell at me for being a vandal. And it didn't, okay? It was just a coincidence. I kept telling myself that over and over, until it was time for me to go to a net cafe after school, just like I'd planned to do. I gotta watch my fucking shows, man.